What's up, guys? Just getting my stuff set up. We are going to be looking for a short off that 277. All right. Just give me a minute here. Just trying to get my stuff set up. Excuse me. We still got about 5 minutes before the Tokyo market opens. Still kind of looking for a short here. What's up, Trader G? How have you been? How was vacation? Did it go by too fast? Yeah. It's always too quick, man. Vacation never lasts long enough sometimes. We're still grinding along. I won't look for a short unless we push up there and hit that 77, Scott. Just make sure we're on the right page. Yep. Yeah, so my short level is going to be at 77. And how we're going to approach that, let's just say if we do push up and hit that 77, we're basically going to come in behind it. So we're not going to put a resting order. We're going to wait and see what kind of reaction we get at 77 if we do get up there. But I don't think we're going to get up there. I think once the new Tokyo opens, I think we might have a quick drop. I prefer to stay in the shorts, honestly. I'd like to see the shorts take over, maybe another retest, and I want to see us break below the 92. Then it's going to be short all the way below 92 and see what kind of runner we can get. But anybody here that's used to trading Tokyo, it's all about being patient and wait. It's a there's nothing to be in a hurry about this. What's up, Paul? How are you doing? Just get on here and watch some Tokyo price action. Ooh, Memphis. What side of Memphis do you live on, Paul? The Arkansas side or the Tennessee? The Mississippi River bridge always gives me anxiety every time I go across that thing. Especially when I found out that whoever was inspecting that bridge wasn't doing a good job for years, and they found that big old crack in it a few years back. So what we're going to be doing, looking here at the 77. Let me make sure I don't drop that by accident. So we're going to be looking for a short off 77. But like I said, we will not put a resting order. What we will do is put a order from the backside. So we want to see it wick through like this, then come back down. And we're just going to be risking 2 micros for anywhere between 10 and 20 points, depending on the size of the wick if we get the pullback. So that's the plan there for the shorts. The Arkansas side. Okay. That's where I live too. I live in Northwest Arkansas. But I go back home to Georgia, so I've driven through Memphis so many times this year. At least 10 times. Like I said, that bridge, I don't know what it is about that Mississippi bridge, man. I always get such like bridge anxiety every time I cross that thing. It's the only bridge. And maybe some of those crazy bridges down in the Florida, like Alabama, they got a pretty wild bridge. If you don't like crazy bridges, they got one in Mobile that's pretty massive. Then there's this other one. Where is it? Dolphins Island. Like we used to go to Dolphins Island and take a ferry over to Gulf Shores. And man, they got this one bridge. I swear you can't even see like over the front of your car because it's like going straight up. Because I guess they made like a big old like U shape. Well, we have a fairly mild open. I was hoping we'd get a little bit more price action here as Tokyo open, but it was kind of a dud. We're still building like a little 5-minute little trend line here. I mean, we're building a little trend line here. If we can break through the 20s, we're stuck here on top of all these wicks, guys. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So about 9, 10 candles here. And so we just keep pounding off the 20s. If we can lose the 20s, we should get a nice break to the downside here. But I'm not going to short it because it didn't hit my 77 level. If we don't get a chance to push back up to 77, we're just going to have to wait for us to lose. I may consider one below the 200, like 1 micro or something, and see if we can, because I just feel like we're going to bounce off that 92 to 185. Then if we break those levels, your next levels down is going to be 161. So if we can find some support below 192, we should get a push down to 160. And I can kind of show you the levels here. And this is how I usually find my levels. I trade highs and lows of the previous trading session. Get these marked out. All right. And I've pointed out this many times. If Tokyo can open and push below the New York PM low, we can sweep that low. We should continue lower all night long until the London session. So you could almost stay in this trade all night. I've gone back and looked at just previous sessions like over this last year. Man, there's times whenever we lose this New York PM low, then kind of retested it maybe a time or two and find you a trade below it. If anything, you should be able to get a trade down to 61. So, I mean, that could be a nice little 20 to 30 point trade there. But we'll just kind of wait and see what happens here. This time of the night, you just got to be patient. All right, here's that 5-minute break. So we got about a minute left on this candle. So let's see if we can get another candle to print here. What's up, Paco? How are you doing? Paco, are you watching my stream from a phone? Is it the vertical one or the widescreen one? I'm not sure which chat belongs to which lobby. You just passed on an Apex vehicle in that short. Nice. Nice. Dude, what was that, like a full port? Or would you just need a little money on it? We've been just trading strictly our Perdeus accounts in the evening. And the reason why I've been doing that, because, you know, I don't really have a... Ah. So what is this, like a extra account or something? Is this a alias? Is Paco alias? Oh goodness. Oh, just needed 20 points. Let's see if we can finally get through the 20s, guys. If we get through the 20s, we should get this push. And we also could get a nice bounce also down here at the 62s. So it could be quite a few options. Which one was that, Trader G? Are you talking about us moving down? Yeah, the more and more that I've been trading the slower market, this stuff is very, very, you know, if you can get on the right side of the trade, man, it's like almost like you can stay in it forever. Even if you have pullbacks, and that's something I'm trying to get used to, because a lot of times I get kind of nervous on this stuff and go to break even. And especially last night, I paper handed 2 trades last night, and they would have been 100-point trades and an 80-point trade on both sides. And I paper handed both of them. I had basically a level for the short that was pretty much 5 points from the short. And then the same with the long. The long, I was 5 points off the long. And also the short all the way at the top. So we had both of those marked out, and I just went to break even too fast and didn't take crap. But I did re-enter after pushing down. I was able to get another entry. So we did take 50 points last night in last night's price action. Yeah, so what we do in the overnight session is 2 micros only. Usually what we're doing, Trader G, is we're using a 2 micros and looking for 20 points. So like $80 a trade. So this is the one that we got the 50 points on last night. And this is the one that I was actually red on last night. So we were red $69 on this one last night. This is the one that we're going to be looking for a trade tonight. So we'll either be looking for the short off of here, or we're going to have to wait to get under the 92 to look for a short down there. So definitely got to be pretty patient tonight. How you doing tonight, Mikey? Man, every time I hit a button. $25,240 is my line below that short on. Okay. I think as long as we stay under this blue line, which is the 21 EMA, I think we continue down. Another little pullback, a lot of back and forth. It's just right now just kind of slow grinding down. Unfortunately, it could be like this for the hour, though. That's what sucks. You only looking for the shorts today? Yeah, I'm not going to take any longs at the moment. I'm only looking for shorts. Paco. That's got me laughing. Sorry. Let me see. It's a text. Oh, shoot. Oh, goodness. I had to send a text real quick. Had to ask somebody something. It says the ranging market is a bugger. Yeah. No doubt, man. Rollover week's always the worst, Trader G. So rollovers they'll give us some good moves, but man, the consolidation has just been insane these last few days. The Wicks is what's been killing me the last few days. I've been just getting wrecked on Wicks, man. I've been as much as up as 40 and 50 points, and that freaking Wick, I'll just come back and just get wicked out. The Wicks are just insane. Hopefully we don't lose internet service. We did lose internet a few minutes before we started streaming. We have some pretty bad, not like bad wind, but it's really, really windy here. It was a fairly decent trading day. We didn't make what we wanted to make on our fundeds. I think we only made $50 on each funded account today. Eval, I think we made like 2 something. So we still need. I'm not really in a big hurry to pass that eval, honestly. I feel like I have plenty of funded accounts to trade. We just got to wait to just hopefully get through this week. And I don't even know what the next 2 weeks going to be like, because next week you got the holidays, so a lot of the banks will be probably closed starting next Wednesday. So Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So price action next week can just be straight garbage too. Is anybody in a position right now? No. Okay. Apex and Bulinox. I think we have seven funded accounts, 5 with Apex and 2 with Bulinox. We were down to 5 because I lost one last month. So we only lost one last month, and that was being a little bit over leveraging. Actually, no, we lost 2. We lost 1 Bulinox and 1 Apex. So, which we've recently got those back. And now, yeah, I know you said you were short, Methodical Man. But now we've kind of are going to try to approach this differently and just try to like think long term and just build up the accounts. Full port short on the funded. Nice. Man, I don't see how anybody could full port here in the. I thought you need to be patient with me, Methodical Man. Just you got to wait for us to get below those 92s, or we're going to backdoor 77. So that's the game plan. Backdoor in 77, or we got to wait to get below 192 and look for some kind of resistance. We're trading 25K accounts, so we're pretty much trade. You got to trade micros with these 25Ks, and so these accounts. So I've been using these accounts because I've only been really trading the evening like regularly for about a month, and so I only have $500 static accounts, so I've pretty much built up $500 just trading in the evenings, looking for like $40 wins and $50 wins. I think we've had $100 win on this account, but everything else has been just a grind. Just getting used to the price action, because I've never really had any desire to trade this, but it is actually not that bad if you can just sit here and just watch charts and just wait for your levels. And that's the good thing about this. If you got good resistant levels, you're almost guaranteed to get that bounce. But see, the reason why I want to go it from this way I don't have to worry about sitting through drawdown, and I can tell you where my stop loss needs to be. So if this thing pushes up to say 85 and starts coming back down, I know 85 is where my stop loss needs to be. So this way I can kind of judge what my stop loss needs to be. And so what we'll do is we'll do this, it's called a mouse trade. And this way we can just, click the mouse and drop it as close as to the 77 as possible. This is what I mean coming in from the backside. So as it's going up, you're kind of going up with it. You want to see it wick through 77. Then when it's coming back down, that's when you want to drop your order and try to get it as close to the 77 as possible. And this way you don't have to sit through a lot of drawdown. If this thing pops off a 30-point wick, I'll probably reconsider, because I don't want to have more than a 20-point stop loss at the end of the day. So it's just a way to be safer with the trade instead of getting blown up and sitting through drawdown if it blasts us. Because no level is guaranteed. But I've got a pretty good track record with the levels that we put on. I mean, dude, last night, both levels paid 80 points and 100 points. And I think I took crap out of the first one. But the second one I did ended up getting 50 eventually. But I had to re-enter a little later. The only thing about this price action, you know, you could sit here for 2 hours and be like, holy crap, we've only moved 20 points. So, woo. It's even hard for me to sit here sometimes and try to find something to talk about because there is nothing going on with the price action. I was hoping that we would sell out the bottom. I was really hoping for this setup, honestly. So the Tokyo Kill Zone is officially open here. I really wanted to see us get through here. And this way, I don't think there's anything under here that's going to hold us up. And we could probably go all the way down to 120 in the teens in this area here. So if we can lose this area here tonight, we should get I feel like there's a really good trade to the downside here. You just don't know if it's going to happen during Tokyo or are you going to sit here waiting for all the way until the London session. So it's just one of those things, you know, how long you're willing to sit here and wait for it to break. So, ooh. So that's what we're looking for as far as shorts go. And far as down here for the bigger short. And up here, we're just looking for a 20-point short with 2 micros. So we're only going to be risking from 40 to 80 bucks max on the trade. Excuse me. Sorry about that, YouTube. My freaking chat fell there. What's up, Coach Fred? How are you doing tonight? Pretty good. We're just sitting here just watching traffic. Watching the market move slowly. What's up, Outer? How are you doing tonight? What's up, Counter Dealer? How are you doing tonight? Where am I trading from? My house. In kind of like my office. We don't have, which I guess it used to be one of my kids' room probably quite a few years ago, but now it's turned into the office. Oh, city. I'm from Northwest Arkansas. Pretty much in the like where the University of Arkansas is, like that area. Yeah, I want to say there's like 4 big cities up here. The yellow line, it was just kind of like marking out that little 5-minute trend line a while ago. I thought we would break below it and see what happens. No, I was just raised there, Coach Fred. I I moved away from Georgia probably in my 20s. So I've lived here since 2003 or 2002. 2002. Yeah. Bradley, we're on the 5 minute. Five minutes helps me be a little bit more patient with my trades instead of just taking a lot of false breakouts on the 1 minutes. So how I started trading the 5 minutes was actually by trading the 5 minute inside bar. No, not really. I mean, you got to think, man, I've lived here for 25 years. Well, going on 25 years. And I guess I don't really even think about it no more after, 20 years. I just go back and visit. The only thing I hate going back to Georgia is the Atlanta traffic. If I could find a way to miss that whole area, like not even be even 100 miles close to it, it'd be awesome. But there's no way. So I hate driving through the Atlanta. That's the only thing I hate about going back to Georgia is driving through Atlanta. I've been to the state park. I forgot the name, but beautiful near the Missouri state line. Arkansas has a lot of federal parks. I go to a federal park somewhere in South Arkansas because I like to ride ATVs, and so they have like an ATV park down there that I go ride on, but I can't think of the name of it at the moment. But I know I'm trying to think. I've been to a park on the Missouri line to Fort Wheeling. It's a federal park. Arkansas is full of federal parks. A lot of state parks here. Shoot. Is anybody else in a short besides Methodical Man? What was the question mark? Or was that supposed to be the question mark at the end? At the end of sometimes. You're short from 238. Yeah, I think Methodical Man, or was it Trader G? Somebody else I thought said they were looking for a short below the 38s or the 40s or something. We are, like I said, I'm going to try to be patient and see if we can get a short below the 192 because, I've gone back and showed you guys this many times that anytime that the Tokyo can lose the PM low from the New York session, we don't even come back to that session until like usually London. So since the market is moving so slow, I got time to show you guys. All right. So here's the Asia. It opened in the New York. Look, a lot of times if it gets above the previous session at the New York high, this thing does not come back. That thing just went up. That was the other night. And we missed that one. I think Methodical Man's like, man, we got to set alarms. Almost 2 years. I did it part-time for about 6 months because I still was working full-time. I still work part-time plus, money from streaming plus money from affiliates. Very little money from trading. And so, and plus my wife has a business. So we just have different income streams. All right, here's another session. Look, we broke below the New York PM. Look, it just pretty much will just go down for a good bit. So this is what we're trying to wait on here. As you can see, we kind of stayed inside the PM here, so we never really got out of it. Same here. Didn't really lose that until the London session. So this is a very highly possibility too that we just stay in this session. Here's another one, a nice sell off here and this looks pretty even to what we're looking for now. So if this can get below this PM session, below that 92, you want to see a break, and then you want to wait for another little retest as possible. And that way it kind of gives you that good indicator that, hey man, this thing's going to hold here. And see, we have that low all the way down at 112 on this trade here. So like I said, if we can lose the 92s, we'll have to set an alarm somebody. So you want to see us drop below this, pull back, retest it. The only thing that worries me about the low here is the AM low is somewhere over here too. So that's the only thing I feel like we have to be skeptical of. Usually we hardly ever get all three lows kind of stacked on top of each other. I mean, I guess you can just shoot for like a 25-point trade or something. I mean, 25-point trade with 2 micros, that's still $100. Oh, I'm sorry. For some reason, every time I mess with my charts fall here. So right below that New York PM low, you got the lunchtime low, which is at 185. So you could even get a nice bounce out of this area for 10 or 20 points. Then the next area of resistance is going to be that 159. I think we're going to have to lose the 20s. As you can see, we've wicked below the 20s, but none of the bodies of these candles have closed below the 20. This one's looking pretty good. Come on. Hopefully you're still holding your short from that 38. Somebody was holding a short from 38. Let's see. Who was that? Was it Candle Dealer? Yeah, Candle Dealer. Yeah, Candle Dealer said he was short from 38. Thank you guys for the subscribes. Man, I think we sat here for over an hour last night before we got our one target up to it was like a 100-point move. Man, look at this again. Another nasty wick. The body just cannot get below the 20. So the body's going to have to get below 20. So we're still getting held up from all this consolidation right here. Thank you for the follow, Deep Blue and Bradley. How have you been doing, Michael? Did you trade the New York session any today? Yeah, it's oh yeah, 1:30 in the morning for you there, trader. Ooh, yeah, that's that that big time difference there. If it falls below the 09, looking for another short. I'm going to try my best to hold off till 92. So that's going to be my short spot. Either a short or long off of 92. But I think we'll have to get through 59. No, what is it? Like I said, if we can get through this, there is nothing holding this market up from 61 all the way down to like 115. So really, there's nothing below 93 because all there is a wick. So they should be actually, you may get a bounce here at 96 because that, well, no, we've already hit that 3 times. So that's probably done with. So yeah, I think if we get under 92 here, we should see a nice waterfall overnight. Oh, you're looking at that low from the lunchtime low. Yeah, see, that's the only thing. I hardly ever see it like this where underneath that PM session that you have the AM and the lunchtime session sitting there right on top of each other. Oh, you had a fairly decent New York session. Yeah, I wish I'd have had better profit in the New York session today with my fundeds, but we're only able to get $50. But at the end of the day, it's still green. So we've been copy trading 2 funded accounts started yesterday. And unfortunately, I didn't get profit on both accounts because I forgot to select the instrument on the copy trader. So I was only trading 1 account when I thought I was trading 3. Let's pull fib on this thing here. It seems like in the evenings we always have deeper pullbacks on the candles. Most of the time during the, when we're trading New York. So this is how I enter a lot of my trades, like on the 5 minutes. So if we got like this, if the market looks very bullish, and a lot of times I'll just pull fib on my 5 minute candles, and as long as it stays under the 38% or the 20% of the pullback, most of the time you're going to still stay in that same direction. So that's how a lot of times we enter our trades. I think, unfortunately, the one mistake I made this morning is I did not wait for us to close. Unfortunately, I didn't get the big trade until, what is that, the 18th? Is it right here? Yeah. So basically what it is, this is probably your 15-minute opening here. So this was probably the biggest trade that we caught today. No, I remember we got long from 24. It was a 24 long here. That's 8:30. Oh well, it's in that spot somewhere. It's hard for me to find it whenever I'm not on my ninja charts. Goodness. So I'm going to try to be a lot more patient tonight. Last night I probably took way too many trades, and so we failed like 2 trades last night, so it caused us to be in the red, where there was no reason for me to be over trading last night if I'd have just waited for my levels to get hit. So that's what we're going to do. I wouldn't mind seeing us go up here and hit this 77, like push up to 80s in these wicks right here, then just having this massive pullback. Make sure. Looks like it dropped a little bit. All right, 72 there. Get a nice little push. Kind of got some buyers there in the 50s. Buyers in the 50s and 60s. Thank you for the follow, 509. Stop loss is at 254. There's a on the volume chart, there's a lot of buyers sitting there. Sitting there right there in those 50s. Well, it's starting at about, on the volume profile, they're between like 40, very low there, but they're starting somewhere in 46 to 52 area. I can just take this off. Right now, we're just kind of in the middle of the range where we want to take our position. So we're either looking for a short off of 72 now, or we're looking to short if we can find support under 92. But right now, we're just kind of just consolidating sideways. I mean, we're just bar coding sideways on the 5-minute chart here. I mean, we have no movement at all, guys. And unfortunately for Tokyo, I know that this is the way it goes some nights, that you can just be stuck here for hours and not get any movement until, I don't know, 11, 12 o'clock at night. So I don't think I will last that long to sit here and watch this, but I'm going to probably at least try to sit here somewhere between, 9 and 10 sometimes. And like I said, we're not going to overtrade. I actually almost consider not moving forward if I want to trade like my evals during the New York session, because I know a lot of random people show up, and I try to tell people whenever I'm trading evals that I trade a little bit more aggressive. They're not necessarily like the setups that I'm looking for. They're just, most of them are kind of, I think, trades. And so I don't want anybody to mess up their accounts if they thinking that it's like a decent setup when it's not. So don't know if I should continue trading evals online and just stick to strictly funded when I'm streaming. That way I'm just looking for the best possible setup for my funded accounts. We'll just have to see. Took one off at 29. Nice. How many micros are you in there for, Candle Dealer? Dude, I've been watching this price action since 5 o'clock. So you got to think, I started streaming at 7 o'clock my time, but I've actually been sitting here since a little after, actually since 5 o'clock, watching this price action, and we just have not moved at all. So sometimes you just gotta tell yourself that it's okay to not to get a trade every night. I feel like the Asia market's been offering some pretty decent trading at night. Get all these lines off the chart except for where we're looking for trade here. So the blue line there is the 21 EMA, guys. Kendall, what was your entry off of there? Like, what was your reason for entering at that spot at 38? See, was it when we had this breakdown here? Like we had like this little 5 minute trend line type thing? This was that your, is that how you entered or what? 242 is my support level. Oh, okay. Yeah, like I said, guys, we have like really bad winds here this evening. So, and it already blew out our internet once before I started streaming, and all of our all of our our internet went out, and I don't even know how because our internet's underground because we have fiber here and it's underground. So it has to be something somewhere that's above ground that's getting the fiber here, but the main AT&T internet won out. But I don't see how it would blew out here at my house. Like I said, it's underground. Yeah, fiber is probably the best thing ever for the internet for home because now most homes can get the gigablast or 2 gigablast or whatever. So like I do the gigablast, so we have super fast internet. And with fiber, you get 1,000 up and 1,000 down. And it's still fairly cheap compared to what prices used to be with for what you get with internet. I want to say a methodical man short too. Um, Candle Diller. I want to say he's short from around the 40s or something. Hmm. Come on, sellers. Oh man. Oh, that would be the worst to lose your internet as you're in a trade. Oof. Oh, know. Maybe that's what happened because my electrical lines are above. Uh, if you're gonna give them a try, that girl, what I would do is try to hold off until the holidays next week. I know they pay out because Methodical Man knows other streamers who are they get payouts through, and they just started a YouTube streaming channel. So I seriously doubt they're screwing people over. So they do pay out, but I think if you wait till Christmas time or the New Year Eve, if you can, and you can get like $8 accounts to try them out. So I have 4 accounts with them that I paid $8 a piece for them. So super cheap. And I only did the 25Ks. But the accounts that I picked were static accounts. So that's the reason why I had to trade such a low. I'm only trading 2 micros because you only start out with $500 in drawdown. But if you make more money, the drawdown gets a bigger. So I've built my drawdown up to, let me see. This account, we're up to $840 in drawdown. And this one we're sitting at $950. I did have it a little over 1,000, but like I said, we finished $60 negative on this account yesterday. Now, if you're good at the other good account they have, that if you decide you like them that you can wait on, is they do have a special where I want to say it's upfront costs. It's like 55, I think. But the reason I like the $8 accounts because those are lifetime fees. So you pay $8 once and you get to take as long as you need to try to pass the account. So you don't have to worry about paying another, $8 or whatever discount ends. It's one-time fee and that's it. There's a few prop firms that offer that where they just pay that one-time fee, then you don't have to pay anymore. That's what I like about it. Oh, I think it's Trade Day, but Trade Day was like that too. Yeah, I'm not really sure what's going on with Top Step lately. I've been seeing a lot of stuff coming across TikTok and here and there about Top Step having issues with their Project X. I haven't really used Top Step in forever. Last time I used Top Step, they were on Trade of 8. But see, their stuff was always kind of too pricey for me. Woo, we're getting pretty close to our level here. 20 points away. All right, and that's at 72 now, guys. Let's see if it changed. It's 72. Make it bigger so we can see it. So we're about less than 20 points away here. Ooh, almost didn't set up a stop loss here. Ooh, don't get there yet. Okay. We got our 20 points set up. You say you did notice the drawdown was a little tricky, but for a no eval, it's a win. Yeah, the drawdown is, well, I'm using the 25K, so the drawdown is very small. Like I said, these are $500 static accounts. So this is why I'm only trading 2 micros, because if you trade a mini, I mean, $500 is nothing with the mini. I mean, you're talking 20 points, 25 points. It's a gone account. So we're looking for 2 micros for 20 points each way. So we're going to risk 20 points to try to make 20 points. Hopefully it goes up through here because that's usually the safer way to do it. You want to see it just kind of wick up here, maybe around the 80, then start pulling back. Then use the top of your wick to wherever that wick goes up to as your stop loss is what we're going to do here. But with any trade, you know everybody takes their trade at their own risk. You know use stuff at your own discretion. Not a lot of volume sitting up here at the 66, 65. So very low bottom volume in there. Look, we hit the 66 and dropped 10 points. There's just no volume in that area. There's no buyers or sellers at the moment. Well, they are, but it's very low. I mean, I would think that Top Step would get their stuff fixed. I mean, they're a big prop firm. Not really sure what's messing up their stuff. It's not Top Step. It's probably what the Project X that's messing up. The trading platform is what they're having issues with. And see, I've never used the Project X. I know a lot of people got on Project X. I remember they were giving away free stuff back then to get people to join Project X. I remember that. Whenever they started their TV channel, they were doing a lot of giveaways back then. Man, I think when I started looking into trading, I remember you used to have to pass like 3 evals to even get a funded account with Top Step. You had to pass step 1, step 2, I want to say step 3, you would get a funded account, or maybe after step 3. It used to be a lot of steps to get a funded account with Top Step. Yeah, it used to be a lot tougher then. But they also used to be a little bit more lenient on the rules. That girl, is that the only prop firm you're using as Top Step? And see, I don't know what Top Step rules at, so I couldn't really tell you who's similar to Top Step. There's got to be another prop firm who's like similar to what Top Step does. I know for Deus rules, they're similar to old APEC rules from back in the day. So like their withdrawal, like now with Apex, if you hit the payout, the most, if you just hit the bare minimum, I think you can take like $500 out. But back in the day, with you used to be able to take 1,000. Man, I don't. This has got to wick through. I don't want to take it unless it goes through. Come on, get through there. I don't want to drop it too early. It's at 72. It's trying to push. Is it not going to get through 72? There it goes. Hadn't got tagged in yet. Dude, it didn't. It didn't tag me in. Oh, yeah, it did. There it goes. I was like, what happened? All right, so it's just going to be a risk 20 points to make 20 points on this, guys. So, like I said, this is just two micros. It's not the end of the world if it does lose. So you have to, that's just the reason why we don't over leverage these accounts. I'm just going to take whatever happens, guys. We're going to try our best not to move and go to break even because that's what's been screwing me over the last couple days. It's 20 points or nothing at all, baby. Watch it go down there to like 52 and not tag me out. So we're already up 10. So this is where, like, maybe if I go to break even, then it'll come back and stop me out. That's what's been happening the last few days, guys. That would, if I took it to the top of the wick, it would have me in the trade for 7 points. I just don't know if it needs to have another push up. You know, this nighttime price action is kind of weird. Ooh, got some buyers coming in. Man, we got up 10 points there. I was thought we would at least get another push here down to the and I may even put a few more points in it because we got a few more big wicks here that we can still get pushed back down off this 75. Whew. Man, we just got a buy signal. Scurry. What do we got? 2 minutes left on this candle. Man, Bears have been in control all night, and all of a sudden the freaking Bulls want to jump in there and try to put their 2 cents in. Come on. You can do it. Whew. Oh, don't go down there and be like a tick away. That's some dirty stuff there, guys. Dirty, dirty, dirty. Come on, dude. Well, don't hit 52, then pop. That's where it gets real dirty. No, it didn't. All right, I cannot let it come back and freaking. You son of a bitch. Excuse my language. Oh my goodness. Did the ES break 32? I don't even know. Oh, I swear. Don't wick me. That is nothing worse than just getting wicked. All right, good deal. There we go. 20 points. Seemed like we waited forever for that 72, 77 area. Actually, we hit 77 on the nose, guys. Look at this. Actually, 77 was my original entry, and we took it down to 72. Look at there. 77 to the T. All right, let's see where the ES is. Nope, the ES is at the 28, Methodical Man. All right, so we made 80 bucks and we ended up with 76 after fees. Methodical Man, did you take that trade? Dude, those levels have been, they pay the bills almost every night, man. Tonight I was determined not to go to break even. If I'd have went to break even like I did last night, the same, this is what happens. So the last night, the last 2 nights, I have taken these type trades, and what's happened? We push down, I go to break even, it pushed back up there, stop me out, then sell down to 20 points. Oh no, you're in bed. Man, I've been telling you about 77 all night. You should have just put a resting order sitting there. We did test that 32 Methodical Man on the ES. So that was what this were 77 lined up perfect with that 32 with the ES. All right, good deal, guys. We got our one trade tonight, so don't know if we'll be able to get another one, but we'll sit here and watch charts with you guys for a little while. But I don't know if we'll get another entry. My next entry is really not all the way until we get below 30 or 92. And I don't know if we'll get there anytime soon in the next couple hours. And I'm not going to sit here and watch this grind. Yeah, I'm gonna watch the ES over here too. If we close above 32 on the ES per Manzini, we should get a squeeze tonight, and we could rerun the New York PM highs. But I hate that we didn't run the New York PM lows. Excuse me, didn't mean to cough in the microphone there. Almost thinking about starting tomorrow copy trading, because this account and this other account are pretty much about the same money. It's at 458. So we got two days account sitting at $400 and something dollars. So I almost want to trade them together, and this way we can just look for the one trade a night. Yeah, I'm still first time here. We were a while ago. I'm sorry I missed your trade or your um text there, Kendall. Yes, we were short from 71. So that was the level that we had marked out here in this yellow line. So this was my short spot. And so how we do this is, so once I figure out what my level is going to be and where we plan on shorting. So 77 was the short, but as you can see, it barely hit 77 before it pulled back freaking 27 points. And so we're just looking for 20 points. So we were looking for it to squeeze above 72, like 4 or 5 points. And then what we're doing is we're following it up, because with Quantower, you can trade with your mouse. So you can set your mouse, put it where you want to set it, then just select buy or sell depending on which way you're going. And you can just select it. Then, yeah. And then you use the top of the wicks as your stop loss, if you know. But I just had a strict 20-point trade. So it's either going to be a 20-point winner or a 20-point loser. Because the last two nights, I have been paper handing the trades. So tonight, we were just going to leave it at 20 points, and whatever happens, happens. I think that's probably the best way to do it moving forward. And like I said, we're just looking for 20 points with 2 micros, which is $80, which is quite a bit for, I mean, that's like almost 10% of the account, because it's a 25K. So you only got to make $1,500. Excuse me. I'm still bearish too. I wish I could stay in this and watch this until we got below that 92. But if you follow Adam Manzini, he says if we can get support above the 32 on the ES, that we squeeze. So you can see what's really funny is that 32 and that 77 were like lined up perfect. So it hit the 33. And this is the so that would be the only thing I would worry about. If we get above this 32, we could squeeze all the way back up to the highs. Are you still in that 38 entry, candle dealer? Is there anybody else in a short or long here? I know Candle Dealer was in a short, but I'm not sure if he's still holding or not. Oh, you're out 10 minutes ago. Nice. Did anybody take the 77? What's up, Christian? How are you been? Dude, we just sat here for 3 hours waiting on a trade. We've been watching charts since 5 o'clock, and it took 3 hours to finally get to this 77 level that we've been waiting on. It took forever. goodness. It almost made me want to go to sleep sitting here watching this because it was super, super slow. But I don't think I'm going to try any of these longs, though. Even if we do, I think the only way I would take a trade if we oh, you're in a sober living place? Okay. Good deal. The bars got to me. Oof. Dude, I couldn't tell you last time I've been to a bar. Oof. Gotta come home and spend time in front of the charts. Get some chart time in. That's what I spend most of my time doing, watching charts. Yeah, we got a really nice 5 minute trend line here. I'm wondering that's why Manzini was saying, Adam Manzini said if we break, I mean, really, that was the break right there, honestly, down there. Yeah, I usually keep, when it comes to just trading, man, I try to keep my stuff as simple as possible. I mainly just trade off support and resistance in the 5 minute candles. So super simple, nothing complicated. Let's see here. I didn't open my ninja charts. Oh well. Yeah, we missed our good funded today. We only ended up getting $50 off our funded account. And what's crazy is the very next trade we ended up making like $200 off of our eval. So that's the way it usually goes. I know where I messed up too. Because anytime that my trade don't work out, so I spend hours thinking like, God, why didn't that crap work out? So basically, what I did wrong compared to what I did with my eval is I've been taking trades usually whenever they print outside of the 15-minute range candle from 8 o'clock to 8:15 in the morning. And so what I was doing is I should be waiting for a candle that does not go back inside that 15 minutes. And that's what was happening this morning. I would have a candle that would close inside, pull back, then it would pop out. But what would happen is it would come back in. And so once we had a candle go all the way through it, print on the outside of it, even with the pullback, it basically went up 100 points. I think we ended up taking 50 points out of that trade, but I think I was up at one time close to 90 points, or no, 80 points, because I was about 20 points away from my 100 points. Then it just basically came back and stopped me out for 50 points. But that's the way it usually goes. You always get the banger trades with the sim accounts and the evals and stuff like that. And I'm taking the same exact trades with the funded. It's just, it just took just one move too early. That's all it was. So, but the goal with the funded is to make somewhere between $50 and $100 a day. Because if you can average $80 a day, so maybe the next day if you make a little bit more. So what is 80 times 5 is what, 400? So, I mean, that can kind of put you at the $1,600 a month. And that's just looking for $80 a day. So this is why you're seeing me do 2 micros for 20 points here. So I was trying to make around 80 bucks. So this level that we trade off of has been pretty consistent with 20 points. I don't know what APLD is. I'm assuming those are coins. Um, I don't know a whole lot about crypto, if that's what that is part of. The only thing I know about crypto is like Bitcoin and probably the more popular coins and XRP, but I don't keep up with them as far as what they're doing. Oh, it's a AI data center. Okay. Yeah. See, I don't know anything about the AI data center either. Is that like something that you can trade basically? Is that like the stocks abbreviation? Okay. No, see, the only thing I ever look at is basically NASDAQ, probably 80 to 90% of the time, and the ES like 10%. So I look at the same charts every single day. I don't ever have a desire to get on and look at different charts. I pretty much focus on one charts every single day. Either they're very tradable or they're not. So, and when they're not, you just try to survive and use risk management the best you can. But I don't ever go out and look for other things. So we just trade the NASDAQ futures. And I trade off the minis. So the symbol for it is M and Q. But so we don't trade the minis, we trade the micros. So mine are like, I think $4 a point. Man, I'm hoping we move all the way back down here. I hope this is the top here and that we just basically run all the way down to the 92s and get underneath those 92s. So maybe we can get that big move here to the downside. What were you? I don't really know what the win rate is to that because um, I just now started doing those recently this month, Paco, because I just recently consistently started trading the Asia market. I've never really traded the Asia market until recently, and so I only have like one or two trades that we're looking for. I want to stay consistent to what we're doing here is look for support and resistant levels and use that as my trade. And I just need to make it where it works. Like last night, I paper handed both sides. So last night, I should have had a 20-point long and a 20-point short, and we messed up both sides last night. So craziness last night. Let's see, where was that? 72. That was the Asia. I was seeing if we could find it here. I think it happened before the Asia here. not sure where that's at. Let's see. It has to be in this section somewhere. That's weird. Oh, no, it's not. That's because I was looking on the wrong one. I was looking at the ES. I'm like, man, why can't I find those trades? It's like, man, I do not remember these levels at all. So here's the trade that we messed up last night here. So the entry, my entry was 912. So I would have tried a long at 912. We went about, the first trade went down about 5 points in the red. Then it popped all the way up to 45. So I would have got every bit of 20 points. Then it came back, retested that area again, then basically went to the moon. Then my next entry was at 2508. So, and we hit 2510. So about 4 points past my entry. And this is what I've noticed after it enters. So if it doesn't hit your target, that second candle will come back and get close to you. And so this is how I got stopped out last night. So this is why I was like, tonight was going to be a all-in 10 points. So either we were going to get the trade or we were not going to get the trade. Let's see. Yeah, I wish I knew what the. I'm hoping the more we take it over the next month or two, we can kind of get an idea what the win rate will be on that. But I really have no way of back testing that just because it's a support area. So there's really no way to put, like, go back and back test that. Thank you guys for the likes and follows tonight. I don't know if we're going to get any more movement for a little while. I think we're probably just going to be stuck here. I think for the ES, you have to get above the 32s. For anybody that follows Adam Manzini, his buy orders for support is above 32. And that's on the ES. And I'd be okay if we left it here. We'll stay on for probably like maybe 15, 20 more minutes. Because I've been sitting here since 5 o'clock watching charts. and waiting for our level to get hit for the 20 points. So we got our 20 points, and now there's not really anything for us to do unless we can lose the 92s down here. This was the short below this. I wanted to take this short and try to hold it down into the low 100s to kind of rerun that CPI numbers from this morning. This morning was I don't know what that sound hound is, JMR. The only thing that we really trade here is just the NQ futures on minis or micros. And so I don't really look at any other charts or any other. The only other thing that I look at, I got this little ticker on the side of my trading view that tells me if NVIDIA is green or red, because most of the time the NASDAQ will, the NVIDIA will bring down the NASDAQ because it sits very heavy with NVIDIA, like Apple, Microsoft, and all them. I don't ever trade the NVIDIA, but I know it impacts the NASDAQ. Yeah, hopefully moving forward, we can get on here and just find that 120-point trade and be done for the night. That's the goal moving forward. Get your 20-point trade and put it away. I mean, if you can make around about 50 to 100 bucks in the Asia, that's pretty good with the kind of slow price action. I mean, you can see we're just pretty much barcoding here. So barcoded, slight move higher, and now we're back into barcoding. So, and this could do this like all night long. And this is pretty normal anytime that you have big movement in the New York session. And so then we would just probably have a lot of consolidation in the, what do you want to call it? The Tokyo session. This is hoping for a breakout. I'm long from 274. Nice. I'd watch the ES here too, Candle Dealer. You want to see the ES break above that 32 here. If you can get the break of the ES to break those 32s, man, I think you get that run. We're at 32 right now. You want to see us print above 32 here. So you're going to see us, if we're constantly running into resistance here at 32, it may come back down. So just be aware. That is Adam Manzini's buy level, and he's usually pretty good when it comes to, like, So if he says we're getting above 32 and we find support above that, more likely we're going to be squeezing tonight. So you might be in a good trade. We'll just have to see what happens here. Thank you guys for the likes and comments and subscribes tonight, guys. Let's see. The X. This is the ES here, guys. So I know I'm not really looking for a trade at the moment. We're just kind of watching the ES and see if it can break those 32s. We just hit the 33s. You see how we're having a hard time pushing through here. So if we can, like I said, we can push up here and kind of print, then kind of do a little retest. Did anybody take the 72 short? You said you trade the 1 minute. Mm. I used to only trade the 1 minute candle dealer, but I've just recently stopped trading the 1 minute. The 5 minute helps me be a little bit more patient and wait for setups. I feel like I've gotten my trades have gotten so much better since I've switched over to the 5 minutes. I hold trades longer. Most, not all the time, but most of the times we can able to get more bigger trades. Like we've gotten so many 50 to 100 point trades over the last month. It's been insane. Like I've never gotten that many ever since I've started trading. I've always been just getting 10 points, 20 points and being done. Now we're like all about, looking for that really good entry, especially on the 5 minutes. Like this is what I like to see in the morning right here. This is my favorite thing to take out of the 15 minutes in the morning. Let me look at over here. So this looks like this happened this morning, what, at 11? Pretty much he pull fib, pulls back about 23%. This is what I was saying. Most of the time, if you only want to pull back like under 20%, it's going to stay very bearish and it's just going to continue moving. I mean, those are the nicer of the setups, especially if that was around 10 o'clock this morning. We took our trade somewhere. Man, I don't know why I cannot picture where we took our trade at. We got long at 24, I feel like, this morning. Oh, that ES didn't break them 32s, man. This is we rejected pretty hard off that level, which you got a good entry. So, I mean, I think you're good for a little while. I mean, you said 50 something was your entry. We're at 66, so you still got 10 points right there where that 21 EMA's at. So, you're still good. Oh, 58, 58. I was thinking 54. So, we'll see what happens with the ES here. The ES has got to recover the 32s for you to squeeze on your long. Whew, that thing dumped like 5 points off that 32. Where did we get to? 63. I think as long as we stay above the 21 EMA, you're good. We just got to stay above the 21 EMA. Oh, shoot. We're watching the ES a little bit here. We were seeing if the 21 was going to break the. We were seeing if the ES was going to break that 32. Machine for the third time. I don't know if that's in his newsletter. I thought maybe he might have posted on his Twitter for that 32 level. It may be in the newsletter. Let me see here. I'll go over to. It's Friday. See, still holding. I was looking for that 32. Resistance major is 32. So, okay. So we did run into 32 on the ES. If we can get above 32, we should make a little squeeze up to that 38. So 32 is definitely your line. Perhaps reclaiming of the 32 is actual. Yeah. So yeah. All right, we're back there once again. Let's see if we can get back there. Like a tick away. At least you're keeping your stop loss where it's at. Are you at break even already? Did you go to break even? No, you are you just got it right there at the 21 there. That 21 EMA. Yes, at break even. I'm surprised you took the long. I know you said you were still on the Bears side, so I figured you would have been all in on the Bears. I still feel embarrassed. I wish we could break down below that 192 so we can find another 20-point trade for our other Padeas account. But if we don't get anything tonight, we're just going to just be happy with one. And I think starting tomorrow, we're going to do copy trading across two accounts. And this way, I only got to find one trade for 20 points in the Asia market instead of looking for multiple trades. Because this price action, we just pretty much trading sideways, we're just barcoding sideways. I'm pretty sure I think most people are probably done trading this at the moment. I don't blame them. Thank you guys for the likes and follows tonight. We're going to hang out just for like maybe a few more minutes. Then, like I said, we're just on here to get our one trade and move on. All right. So, what's the ES doing? Dude, if the ES, I mean, whew, look at that nice little ripper. What's your target up there, Candle? What are you targeting? Are you just trying to target the 25s? Let's see. No, we're already above that. Whew, shoot, man, I cannot stop yawning. 316. Let's see where we at. Oh yeah, I think that's very doable. The 316. Thank you guys for hanging out tonight and chatting. It definitely makes the night go by faster when people are chatting and talking about what they're doing in their trade. No, Paco, we don't ever do gold. At least I've tried it a time or two, but not enough to feel comfortable trading it. Well, hopefully some of you guys got to take the at least get that little 10 to 20 point trade that from earlier off of that 72 or 77. We had it marked out the whole night just waiting on it. So it was sitting there. And that's usually what we'll do is once we get our level that we want to trade, we will just put a big yellow line across it, and that's what we'll wait on. So our next entry, like I said, is down at 192. So, and I don't think I'm going to be able to stay awake for that one. So, if you can, good luck. So, this is what you're looking for. If you are going to stay awake, maybe you're an all night type trade person, you really want to see us find support below this 92. So, what I have, when I've gone back and looked into this, because I've gone back almost a whole year on these charts. So anytime that in the Asia market can get below the lows from the New York session, we hardly ever come back. We'll pretty much just continue selling down all night into the London session. Then the London session, a lot of times will come back in the New York session. So like this was the same similar to like, look, yesterday we didn't break out to the London session, but we never came back, guys. It was just a freaking up all night long. So that's kind of what you want to look for if you're going to stay on, if you want to look for entry layer. So I don't know if it's going to be like this where you stay within inside this parameter of the PM session and you don't ever leave it. So here's another big move. Asia market outside of the PM session, big move to the downside. I think you only get it like maybe once or twice a week, maybe twice a week, 3 if you're lucky. You're always going to get a night or two where it's consolidation, because that's what the Asia market is. It's your consolidation period, and then you're looking for the manipulation here. Then the big sell-off in the AM. This is usually the normal type price action right here. So look, we had big move in Asia, no move in the New York. We stayed pretty much inside the Asia range all day until later that night. I think this had to, was this on a Friday? No, Thursday. Man, look how small. I think this is. Here's another one that you got out of the New York, but it was earlier, like 6, 7 o'clock. Then it just kind of consolidated sideways. And this indicator is called ICT kill zone pivots. So what it does, I think it marks out like the first 2 hours of the market. So this one starts marking out at 12:30, and it goes till right to 4 o'clock. So I think they're like 2 hours. So this one would be 8:30 till 10 o'clock. So about an hour and a half. All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching tonight. Hopefully you guys were able to get that 20-point move that we had marked out. Like I said, we pretty much sat here for 3 hours waiting for it Because, like I said, I started watching these charts at 5 o'clock this evening, or 6 o'clock, I guess, depending on what time zone you're in. I'm in the central time, so my time is an hour behind. So a lot of times I try to say Eastern time, so everybody's, kind of on the same page with everybody, but sometimes I forget. So thank you guys for watching. We will be, no, I won't see y'all probably till Sunday night or Monday night, because tomorrow is Friday, but we will be back for the AM session for New York in the morning. So, and this is what we'll be looking for. If you join us, I'll bring up the what we've been looking for in the mornings, so it's easier to kind of see here. So it's basically just a opening range strategy, and I use the 5-minute charts to get my entries. Give it a minute to load up. So like this morning, I was just like one move too early, so unfortunately. So we didn't really get all the profit on our funded accounts what we would have liked to had. So where I made a mistake at this morning, it was kind of like this candle here. See how the body wasn't completely out of it this morning. So this is the one I think we took on our funded. We did get up a little bit, but I think it ended up coming back and stopping us out. But we did lock in a little profit on it, but it did come back and take our runner out. And I took it twice. I made a mistake. See how we pulled back inside the 15 minutes? This is where I made my mistakes at this morning. Even though they were not losing trades. I did take one loser on an eval this morning though, but I don't remember the exact spot. This was the candle it came back and stopped me out here. But this was the one that we took most of our profit on, but unfortunately it was an eval. We were already done trading fundeds. So what you need to do is just wait for a candle to print outside of this box that we have marked out here. And most of the time you'll get a nice move to the upside on the 5-minute candles. So what we're doing is, this was pretty much the manipulation this morning of this candle. It pushed up 100 points. I mean, this is a 100-point 5-minute candle here itself. And so what we do is we pull fib on every single candle we enter. And we're looking for as little as 10% of the pullback to... No, that wasn't it. No, we didn't enter on that one. I take that back. It was actually this candle we entered on. I'm sorry. So we have a print. Then the next candle, that's what we did. So we had a 50% pullback here, and we got long here at the 24. So we ended up taking 50 points out of this move up here. I was actually targeting 823, and we never did reach it. So I think in the morning, we're just going to wait for us to get a print outside of the 15-minute range. Because what it is, I think I've been just getting in these too early and getting stopped out. I don't remember why I didn't take it right here. I think I was already kind of gun shy after all this craziness. The last couple of days have been very wicky. All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll be back in the morning. Thank you. I gotta find all my freaking in the streams here. Thank you, Paco and Candle Dealer, for hanging out, chit-chatting most of the night. Oh, you lost a whole bunch copy trading. I'm doing 2 fundeds and a eval. on copy trading, but we're only trading 2 micros. So we're going to stick strictly to 2 micros, looking at probably $80 to $100 max as far as loss goes. So, and we already know what our so this is why usually I pull Fibonacci, because this way I wait for the pullback, so I already know where my stop loss needs to be. So I use the 5-minute candles as my stop loss, and then we just look for, you know, to run previous session highs or something for our targets. So before we even enter the trade, we know where our entry is going to go. Our entry always goes pretty much at the close of the previous 5-minute candle. So usually what you'll see me do is you'll see me pull fib. So it'll be just like this. Fibonacci. So if you start seeing me pull fib early in the morning, I'm looking for a trade. Then I'm looking for this candle to either pull back between 20 to 50%. You want to see the 50% hold, and my entry would be pretty much right there. No, it was this candle here, right here, because it was at, I got long from 24 this morning. So it was this candle here. Let's see what it ran. Okay, so it ran about the 50% too. Yeah, so we got 50% pullback, not quite 50%, but right at it. So long at 24. I was targeting up here in the 20s. I think I had a target up at 46 for the previous day high. And so I took about 20 points below that. So that's why we got 23. And it kind of come out to looking for 100 points, but we didn't get it. I want to say we got up to, so we were long from 24. We got all the way up to 410. So we were up almost 90 points before this thing started coming back down. This is that big move back down. So this is why we got stopped out, because we didn't want it to come back and take all of our profits. So we got stopped out at the 70. Unfortunately, it was the eval trade instead of the funded trades. Both funded trades got stopped out. So I only made $50 on the funded this morning. So this week is very hard to trade anyway, honestly. This is probably not a good week to trade, especially if you haven't been trading long. This is a rollover week. So rollover week is notorious for a hard trading week because the communities are divided. So you still got some people trading the 25 contracts, and you still got the others trading, you know, moving over to the 26 contracts. So it's really, if you're new to trading, it's probably safer just to stay out of the market, or just trade maybe a eval. If you're just doing evals, I definitely wouldn't recommend trading a funded account unless you can enter and kind of knowing where your risk needs to be. All right. Thank you guys. Sorry about that. Keep rambling. Be safe tonight. Like I said, under 192 would be my short tonight if we can find support under 192. Yep, 192. All right, thank you.